Hi, my name's Zane from Full Circle Design Studio. We're an agency that specializes in branding and web design and development, and today I'm going to show you how we design Bootstrap components in Figma. For those of you who aren't familiar with Bootstrap, it's a framework that is open source for web development and comes with plenty of documentation and components for you to use right out of the box. We're going to go ahead over to the docs and scroll down so you can see here there's like getting started documentation, some customized documentation, layout, keep going down, and we're going to go to components and start with today we're going to start with alerts. You can see here we have a few different variations. Just showing like there's different classes applied to each of these, so it's all like HTML, CSS driven in their framework, and you pull this into your code, and so the styling's predetermined and you can overwrite that in custom styling, but this gives you like a really strong starting point for if you're going to build online. Okay, so moving over to Figma, you can see here we have a very basic version of each of the components that were built in Bootstrap. So the purpose of this is to be able to design using these tools on your website or whatever UI project you're working on, and being able to like clearly communicate these components to your developers. So I'm going to start with showing the first one here and going up into these pre-made screen frames that we've made. I'm just going to delete everything out of them. And you can see here that it's set to fill. So we use auto layout on each of them, and you can see how those go across here and fill the entire screen width, minus the margins that we've set. Actually, we need to change the margin on this one a little. Okay, so going down, I'm going to show you how we actually build these components. We start with just saying a simple primary alert. That's our text box, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is put the auto layout on this. So we need to do Command G to make a group, and then you get the option to add auto layout. And let's start with let's do 15 pixels of padding that way and 10 this way. Let's see. Oh, I did 16 on the other. Let's go ahead and just do it even so that it matches. So we do 16 pixels of padding both directions. And now that we have it in this group with the auto layout, we can start adding in the other elements such as our background. And I'm just going to copy, whoops. So we want to add a fill, and we're going to just use the eyedropper tool and see we got the background already in. And another way that like we did this was just taking a screenshot directly from here and then dropping it into Figma so that we could get the exact colors using the eyedropping tool. Then I went in and put a 5 pixel border radius on this. Grab the eyedropper tool again. You can see for Bootstrap, there's like a inherent color for each of these up here, and those go along with the text. And then there's the background color, and then there is a border color. So we're gonna go ahead and select the outer one again. We're gonna add a stroke here. This one's kind of tricky because it's only 1 pixel. There we go. And here's the basic structure. So what I use instead of the the icons that are in the actual Bootstrap is I found the Google Icons website to be super helpful because it's another open source platform and they just have endless options. We install this on all of our websites now. So going up here, they even have a plugin called Material Symbols. Type in info. And I know I have it right here, but I just want to show you, kind of how this system works. It's not my favorite in terms of searching. It's not super intuitive. Like you would think that the actual info icon would be all the way up at the top, but for whatever reason, it's not. But while we're here, we're going to go ahead and type in the X, or we'll type in close, see if that gets us. Oops, it replaced my old one. Alright, now we have both of our icons here. So copy this in here, we'll paste it, and put it over to the left, and the auto layout will take care of the rest for us. And then we're going to take this X. I'm going to double click in here and we're going to go ahead and increase the size for the X itself because it's kind of small. Oh, you know what? Let's take this X instead. That's better. Get that navy blue background. We're going to paste it in here. So now we're really starting to get everything we need together. The next thing is we're going to group and then auto layout this component. And then this one's going to be free floating within there. And I'll explain that later, but that's going to be, it's going to help us with the auto layout. Okay, so the next part is this icon. We want to take this and we're going to make another component out of this off to the side. If you download our full Bootstrap UI library for Figma, you will see that this is already a subcomponent within there, so you won't ever have to actually do this again, but I want to show you exactly how it works. So the purpose of this is just to be able to change this icon out as needed without having to go through this system and add in a different one every time. So like typically you're going to have an info, you might have a check mark for a success message, and let's do a caution. So now we have these three here. Oh, and let's do a question mark. But you may find that you want different icons in here depending on what types of messages you're displaying in your UI. So this is just kind of the starting point for how this can work. So we're going to take this and create a component set, and we're going to call this alert icon. I'm going to copy it, and we're actually going to go ahead and replace the one that's in here already. Push it over there. And the cool part now is you can go in and select which one you want to use. Now the next thing that we want to do is make a copy, and we'll make a component set here. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete the old one now. I'm going to make this, let's see, what's the width right now? I want to see what my width up here is. So 393, that's like the, I forget which iPhone that is, but that's the width that we'll want. We're going to set auto layout on that. So now each of these will fill that. And we will give it, 20 pixels of padding. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a few different versions here. So we're going to do a success version. And we'll change this one so it's not the check mark because that's the success, and we'll just say info here. And then we want to make sure we name our layers. So going over to the left-hand panel, and success, and we'll change the text here. Now, another thing we're going to want to do here is make sure that this doesn't keep extending. So for instance, if we were to copy and paste this message twice, you can see it now extends the barriers of the container that it's in. So we don't want that. So we're going to do just this box, and we're going to do fill container. Maybe it's this one. Oh, we need to get the outer box and make it fill the container. So now you can see we have all of that confined to that space. So that way, you know, you don't lose any of the text like with the overflow. And then I personally like the little icon up at the very top. So we're just going to change the alignment within that auto layout to that. And we'll go ahead and do that for the whole thing here. That way, all of like the icons, the dismiss button and all that are at the very top. So now you can see if we put in the new component, it's going to fit the screen exactly as we want. And let's go ahead and make another one here. I can show you. Quick smart animation. So you can see a simple alert, a simple success alert. And what we're going to do is just hit the X button. Now you've dismissed your notification. So this is a pretty cool little tool to use for your website. This is something that I've found that a lot of our clients have wanted, or like some sort of banner that they can add to their website for special events, notifications for you know, people who maybe they're not shipping products for a holiday season or something like that. They can just put that message up at the top. So this is a really great tool for that. And now you have the ease of primary, success. You know, you can choose which message you want. We've even in the full one done a we could actually add that in so that you can see it, is the dismiss. Not all notifications are dismissible on websites. So if we take this X here, we can add what you'd call a variable here. Okay, we'll just say dismiss. And we'll select this one, and you can go and pull that same one there. So now when we click here on the component that we've taken, actually it's up here. Click here and you'll see the dismiss toggle up here. You can turn it off, and now there's no dismiss. So this will be permanently on the screen. So that's another cool thing about this component, and this is exactly how it works in the Bootstrap website. Is if you go back over here, so here is one that is not dismissible, and if you go up, maybe down, yes, you have ones that are dismissible. Again, if you don't know Bootstrap, I'll do another video on exactly how this framework works, but it's super, super powerful. We use it on nearly all of our websites now, and it's just a great open source piece of technology that I think everybody should leverage to some degree in their development. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you.